we'll begin the instructional portion of the tape now. I'll be giving you some principles involved in Tai Chi along as we perform the form. It's going to be done in slow motion, as you can see, so just you can follow along slowly or you can stop it in places. We're also going to stop it in places. So let's go ahead and begin. As you sink, you want to have the weight drop into the hips, and you'll feel the weight in the feet will be in the rear of the foot, in the heel. Try to have your spine vertical as if it's a rod. Don't let it bend forward, back, or to the side. Now as we come up, the fingertips are going to be down. You press up against the heels of the feet so that the weight presses into your buttocks, presses the head up. When we reach the top, you'll notice the fingertips are still down. Then we're going to move on into what is called press, and the hands will press forward. Spine is still straight. Weight is evenly distributed in the feet, 50-50. Here we're going to sink, pull the hands back and sink. Back down into a squatting or a seated position. So we're going to look to the left. We're going to make a turn to the left. Try to turn from your hips. The left hand will lift. Be careful not to lift the left shoulder. Keep it down. The shoulders remain level to the floor or parallel to the floor. You notice I'm holding a ball between my hands, and I'm also hugging a ball. Now I'm going to look to the right and rotate the hips now to the right. The head begins to look forward. If you'll notice when I stop in this next position, the position of the hands, I'm holding a large ball in front of me. I'm beginning to step. If you'll notice the left foot is beginning to step forward. Plant the heel of the foot, shift the weight forward, left hand moves out, right hand presses down. Again, check your spine, hips, legs. Okay, this position is called ward off left. I will begin to move into what is called grasping the bird's tail. Right here, this position at this moment is the preparation for grasp the bird's tail. So we're going to shift to the right. The hands split apart. Rotate the left foot. This is grasp the bird's tail. Now we're going to shift back. And we're going to be stepping forward into ward off right. Again, check your spine. Head is erect. Eyes are looking forward. Step. Place the heel down first. If you notice my right foot, heel is pressing down first. Shift forward into ward off right. This is ward off right. Now we're going to do a variation on grasping the bird's tail. This is that little flip of the hand right there, the right hand. This pulls back into a position which is called rollback. The hands are rolling back to the side. But if you notice, the head is looking in the direction of the front foot. Again, spine is erect. Weight is seated in the hips. Next movement is called press. So I press my hands together. Shift forward. This position is called press. Spine again straight, head is up. 70% of the weight is in the front, 30% in the rear. Now we're going to withdraw. Now I'm shifting more weight to the rear, 70%. And then I will shift my weight forward into push. So again, I'll move back into a position where the weight is 70% in the front, 30% in the rear. Next movement, we're going to be moving into a position called single whip. But in between, we do several different things. This first position here is called rolling back. It's a variation of the rollback from before. Then we're going to turn look away. Notice the right foot, how I've turned the right foot. Sit back, and this is pull down. So I've drawn the left foot in. The weight is on the right foot. Now I'm going to diagonally look to the right. This is a uppercut strike with the right hand diagonally. So this is just all preparing to go into single whip. Now I'm moving into single whip. I'm going to look to the left. Left foot's going to step. And again, we're going to shift into a weight position of approximately 70-30. As you get stronger, you'll hopefully be able to get into 80-20. This is single whip. And now we're moving into a position called raising the hands. So we first shift across. Note that this is the intermediate position. I have 80% of my weight on the right leg. Now I drive over to the left leg. The hands come up into raising the hands. Then I lift the foot and step down onto the heel. This is raised hands. Now we're going to move into a position called elbow stroke. We bring the left foot in. We're going to have about 95% of the weight on the right foot at this point. So when I stop, you'll notice the difference in position. We're going to change camera angles here so you get a little bit different shot of it. If you notice, more weight on the front. Now we're stepping up into stork spreads its wings. I'm just standing up on the right leg. Arms open up. Left foot comes forward on the ball of the foot. Don't lift the left heel too high. You should have at least 95% of your weight on the right leg. Okay, now we're turning to the left. We're going to be heading into a movement called brushing the knee. And these are some intermediate positions. This is another roll back, if you'll notice, coming back to the right. Now as I sink onto the right leg, I'm getting ready to move my left leg forward. And if you'll notice again, I step, heel first, and then drive the weight forward with the right leg. I'm going to move again into a position of approximately 70% of the weight in the front. This is brush the knee. Now we're going to do a posture called step up. And I'll be drawing the right leg in. Okay, this is called step up, and then we will be stepping to the rear into another variation on rollback. Now right here the body is going to sink slightly, and then I will stand up on the right leg. I will have 95% of the weight on the right leg. Okay, this is a variation on rollback. Now we're going to open the hands, which is a clearing movement, side to side. Then roll the hands around the opponent's arm and do a position called playing the guitar or playing the lute. You may see this different in different books. I have 95% of the weight in the rear leg. This next movement is a variation on pick up the needle at the bottom of the C. You sink down, you should have most of your weight on the right leg, the rear leg. Left leg is empty. Try not to lean over too much on this. Then come back up. And we're going to move into another brush the knee at this point. So now we're preparing to move into brush knee. We do a roll back to the right. Lift the leg. It's going to step forward again with the heel. just like you're walking. Now pay attention to the power in the legs. There's a principle that says that the root is in the feet, the power is in the legs, the direction is in the waist, and it manifests itself in the hands. You're going to find this all the time in Tai Chi. This is called rocking back and twisting the step, this position right here. So you turn that foot out, rotate the body, rotate the rear foot. Now we're going to step up into another brush of the knee, but this one is the right side. The first two are the left side. So watch the right hand as it passes over the knee, hence brushing the knee. Again, the weight is 70% in the front or better, depending upon your strength level and the height of your posture. This is another variation on a rollback. Works real well against a kick. You scoop with the right hand. It's a scooping motion. You can see it now scooping up towards the left hand. Left palm is away from you at this point. Now we're going to do a variation on the push. So we're going to push down, but we're continue to look forward. And now we're going to step up into step up, parry, and punch. This is the portion that is called step up. The left arm comes out, the right arm clears underneath the left. So you can see how I'm moving my right arm under the left, pull the left arm back, step out with the left foot, heel first. This is the parry, so it's a block with the right hand, shift the weight forward, here comes the punch with the left hand. This is a short bow stance. You should still have about 80% of your weight on the front leg. This is a snake spits poison, so hence the fangs are coming out with the right hand, coming out forward. You can barely see the tips of my left fingers are coming underneath the right arm. Here it comes. And I'm going to pull back. So it's another clearing movement on the arm. You pull the right arm across the left. And this movement right here is called sealing the breath. This is the preparation for it right here. The left hand is blocking outward. Right hand is coming forward with the strike. This is sealing the breath. And again, you drive with the rear leg. So a change in camera angle. So we're going to turn. And we're going to do a pull down. This is with both arms equally though. They're not one in front of the other. They're equal. So we pull downward. And we're coming into what is called crossing the hands. And from this position we're preparing to step into, we have two kidney strikes. One will be to the left side, one will be to the right side. So we will be lifting the right foot. And stepping to the side. The width of this step should be about the same as your beginning posture. So I block with the left hand, strike with the right. So this is the left side. And we're going to move into the right side. So you shift the weight. Notice the toes are lifted on the unweighted leg. The left leg at this point, again, has probably 80-90% of the weight on it. Now we're going to clear with the right hand across the front. We're coming up into a crossed hands position again. This one's a little more flat. We're going to step out into a posture called carrying tiger to mountain. And you can see how I split the hands apart. The left hand presses out, right hand presses out, and you sink down onto the right leg. So I have most of my weight on the right leg. Now you scoop with both hands, just like you're going to pick up something heavy. You scoop up. Lift. We're going to come back into crossed hands. This one's a little different. You notice my fingertips are pointed a little more towards the ceiling. The elbows are a little tighter down. Now sink the weight, turn the body, turn the head, look diagonally to the rear, and step. Don't forget to rotate your left foot right now. And this is a press with the right hand, a variation on press. And again, roll back. So you've already done this. This is a repetition now. Roll back. And then press your hands together. And here comes a press. And again, we're going to separate the hands after this. Withdraw and push. Now I'm moving my weight back, 70% in the rear. And then I'll be pushing forward to 70% in the front. On these bow stances, try to make the front shin be as close to vertical as you can. So don't get your knee too far out over the toes. Try to have the shin vertical. So we're going to pull down again. We turn just like previously we did single whip. Here's pull down. Weights more in the rear. Left leg is light. About 95% in the rear. Now we're going to do a turn here, a spin turn. You lift the heel on the rear foot and the toes on the front to pivot. Now this again is pulling down. Notice the hands, how they're pulling downward. Now we're going to step into what is called shoulder stroke. You'll notice I'll step with the right foot, the heel first. Here's preparation, and I'll begin to shift forward with the shoulder. See the right shoulder come forward. Right arm circles up, and we finish though with a posture called fist under elbow. Again, bow stance. 80% weight in the front. Shift the weight back. We're going into repulse the monkey. We're going to do quite a few of these, so you're going to get some different angles on this. So you notice that the left hand is going to be pressing forward from the rear position, and the right hand is pulling downward. The right hand ends up right next to the hip. The left hand extends straight forward down the center line. Now, as we work on repulse the monkey, we are moving straight back, but we get there by walking diagonally. So if you'll notice, I pull my left foot back, but I step out to the diagonal position. Notice I'm stepping straight away from the right foot, not straight to the rear. Then as I rotate, the right foot turns in and goes and points forward as the right hand extends forward. Now we always do an odd number of repulse the monkeys because the following move has to be done with your left foot in the rear. So if you have plenty of room, this is an incredibly good exercise for the back. The whole back side of the body is worked and relaxed very nicely in this. This is real good for people with back trouble. It also helps move the energy in the body really well. Most people have told me that after doing a full line of repulse the monkey, how much warmer their body feels. So if you have plenty of room in your training area, try to do quite a few of these. Don't just get stuck with 5 or 7. If you have the space, do 13, 15, 17. So if you notice, the weight is really balanced on that one foot. Try not to shift your weight before you touch with the foot that's going to the rear. Try to touch the toes down. Now if you notice, this is an intermediate position. Note the hands, one on top of the other, as they pull apart. Now watch the left foot. What I'm going to do is isolate the weight on the right leg, right here. I'm picking the foot up. Now I'm balanced. I don't shift back until my toe touches. Now I push away from the left foot, the right foot, to the left foot. So again, watch the movement of the feet. So I'm lifting the right leg. Now watch, I won't shift the weight. Now the toe touches. Now I shift. So the whole movement in this posture should be done balanced. The slower you go on this, the better. If you can really slow this down to where that foot moves back very, very slowly, so that you're forced to keep your balance, especially walking backwards. Most people spend very little time in their lives walking backwards. So this really helps develop balance. If you notice my head, my attention is always forward in the direction of the front hand. So in this direction, my right hand. Okay, now we're going to go into slanted angle flying or diagonal angle flying. This is the intermediate position. I'm going to give you a couple different angles on this, so if you don't quite see what's happening here, you'll get a different angle. So we're moving into a block now. Notice how I'm clearing with the right hand across. Step in again with the heel. Step in. Sinking. So here's the position. You want to drive from this position. Notice the weight on the left leg. So now I'm driving to the right leg to move the right hand out. Press the left hand back. I'm going to give you a little bit different angle here. Now this is the preparation. This is the last repulse the monkey, and now I'm turning. Notice the left foot is back. That's why you have to end up with an odd number of repulse the monkeys. We're coming into this intermediate position. Then the right hand blocks. Pull the right foot back out of the way. Look to where you're going to step. Step with the heel. Sink onto the left leg. And then drive forward with that left leg, using the power of the left leg. Notice the hands are splitting in opposite directions. Now we're going to do another rollback. It's a slight variation. All these rollbacks have a slight variation to them, but if you notice, all of them are shifting to the rear, and they're either going left or they're going right. Now we're doing a push and a ward off to the front. And we're going to step up into the preparation for waving hands like clouds. Now here, just drive up on the right leg and slide that left foot in behind. Look to the left. Now this is the preparation position for waving hands like clouds. Again, as you sink, notice I drop straight down onto the right leg and then drive to the left. Spine remains straight. Use the muscles around the hip joint, the buttocks, the hamstrings, all of that to create the power to drive you forward. Now I'm into the preparation. I'm going to, if you notice, it's the same this direction as it is the other direction. So now I go right. And prepare to go left. You notice I step, but I'm still on my right leg. Now shift. All the weight goes to the left leg. We're going to do quite a few of these too. So if you have, like I said, if you have the space to do it, this is Also an incredibly good one to do for the energy flow in the body. This is highly recommended if you can do a long line of Repulse the Monkey and then follow it with Wave Hands Like Clouds. If you notice, I look before I go. So see, I'm looking left. Then I prepare. I move the foot, but you notice the weight is on the right foot, and then I drive left. Okay, now as I step up, I'm going to look to the right. So now I'm preparing to go left. Excuse me, right. So I shift right. And notice I look first. Look left. Drive left. And we're going to shift up onto the left leg again. Look to the right. And drive right. But there, if you notice, we don't step to the right. This is only done to the left. Now the number of Wave Hands Like Clouds is not critical like it is in Repulse the Monkey, because the next movement that we go into out of Wave Hands Like Clouds doesn't matter what position you're in, because if you notice, the left foot is always forward. We're not changing left foot, right foot. We're just moving in a straight line to the side. And we're going to be going into another single whip. So if you notice, I bring my right hand around. It's already in single whip. Here comes the block with the left hand. I'll be giving you another camera angle on this also. So we turn left, blocking with the left hand. And now I'm going to strike out with the left hand as we step out into single whip. This is a slightly different application than the first single whip that we did. This one is driving forward. The other one was throwing the person to the side. So we'll change. We're going to go into a movement here called Snake Creeps Through the Grass. I'm going to give you a little bit different camera angle on this one. So this one squats to the rear. Notice the right hand out stays over the right leg. So from single whip, you pick up the rear foot, step back on the heel again, sink down onto the right leg. This is called, again, Snake Creeps Through the Grass. This is the position right here. Don't worry about going so low in the beginning. Just work, let your strength build over a long period of time. So we're going to drive forward. Into Golden Rooster or Golden Cock, stands on one leg. Now there's two ways you can do this. Notice the right knee touching the right elbow, spine straight. And we step to the side. We're going to do the left side. On this one, I left my left leg down a little bit, so you can see there is a couple ways you can do this. So don't be too concerned about lifting your leg too high yet. So right here, see, that's okay also. A little space in between there. Spine is straight. What we're going into right now is called the kick series. So that was the first two. Next one, we step away and see the clearing motion of the hands. It's just a little circle as I pull back. We're going to come into a crossed hands position, and we're going to be lifting the right knee up. This is the preparation for the kick. It will be to the right diagonally. Hands open, they're pulling apart. Leg sweeps to the right. Now from here, drop the foot back in and immediately look diagonally to the left and step away from that position. Bring your hands into a roll back. And then from here again, we're going to open again. Note the weight is all on the right leg, about 95%. Left leg is hollow, empty. It's on the ball of the foot. We're going to come into another crossed hands position. This one's going to be a little bit different. Now this kick, if you'll notice, is not a circular kick. It's more linear. It's more like an uppercut. So watch my left hand. It's going to swing out and down, and the left foot is going to come up underneath it. And then the hands come back in. And we're going in to make a 180-degree turn for the fifth kick. So that's the next two. We've done 4 kicks now. I'm going to turn. See the clearing action with the hands again? Opening the center up. We're going to step back. Different camera angle. And we're going to come into, again, a crossed hands. See this? See how this opens the center up? It lifts. Anything in the center is going to be lifted up and out. Now I split my hands. That opens the center. Left foot's going to come out, and the right, both hands will be pressing out. This is left heel kick. Now we're going to sink down. We brought the foot back in. We're going to do again left brush knee. Weights in the front. And again, we're going to do a twist step. So we rock back. You get a little bit different angle on this than you did in the earlier part of the form. If you notice the left foot, how it's twisting way out. Also the hips are twisted out, but look at the direction of the head. So right now, see, I'm facing towards you, but my head is going in the direction I'm going to go. Swing the foot forward, and now drive yourself forward. This is just like another brush the knee, only if you notice I've made a fist with the left hand. So I'm brushing the knee with the right hand, and I'm striking forward and down. This can be to strike the knee or strike the groin, but it's a low punch. Okay, we're going to go into a series here now of quite a bit of repetition that you've had earlier in the form. If you notice, here's a variation on a rollback, weights in the rear, and now I'm preparing to do a ward-off left. Slight variation. You notice the left hand is coming in a little bit higher this time instead of being lower, and the right hand will be pressing out behind it as I shift forward. This is another ward-off left. Just a little variation from the first one you did. Now we're going to prepare to go into ward-off right, or actually this is another variation on grasping the bird's tail. If you notice, the left hand is a little higher this time. This one's a little bit more level, the way the hands are held. And a little variation on rollback. And ward off right, just like earlier in the form. So this is repetition. It's going to come forward. We're going to do another little grasping the bird's tail here. Watch the right hand as it presses out and flips over. That's grasping the bird's tail. Now we're going into rollback again. Just like before, notice the weights in the rear. I'm standing over that rear leg and then drive the press forward. Separate and withdraw, and you're going to pull the weight back to the rear. Now do not rotate the hips. This goes straight back and then push straight forward. Again, work on vertical shin in the front. See how straight it is. You want that knee over the foot. Don't let the knee be over the toes. So we're going to turn again. You've already done all this. This is repetition. Pull down for single whip. This gives you a little bit different angle than you had before. And you're going to, there's the strike again with that right hand. Now look, this is stepping into single whip. Sink deep onto the right leg and then drive forward. And there's single whip again. And now we're going into raised hands. But it's going to be a little variation. We're going into raised hands right here. Only we're going to have a little variation on it. We're going to use the right hand like we did earlier for snake spits poison, and we're going to lift the leg up before we step. So at this point my right hand is out towards you. Now we're going to step, and I'm pulling my right hand back to clear as the left hand comes forward. Notice I'm looking right towards the camera because that's the direction I'm heading. And we're moving into what's called Fair Lady Working the Shuttle. And there's 4 of these, and they're all done diagonally. So at this point I'm on a diagonal. Okay, and then we do a rotation or a pivot to get into the second one. I'm going to look first. Then I'm going to bring that right foot in, set the toe, and pivot on the right toe, left heel. I'm going to try to keep my weight on the left foot in this position here. I'll give you a little bit different camera angle here for this turn. Notice I look first, bring the foot in, pivot. So notice the block of the right hand. See how it comes around and blocks? Okay, I'm on my left leg. Now I'm going to scoop my hands back to the left and then look forward in the direction I'm going to step. And this is the second Fair Lady Works the Shuttle. Notice how the right hand rotates outward, left hand presses. Okay, now we're going to prepare to go into the third one. We're doing a roll back now, and we're going to step up. This is going to be really close to gold cock stands on one leg. This is like snake spits poison on the other side. See how that hand is sticking forward, the right hand. Step. Okay, I'm holding you right here for a moment to see how that hand cleared, it pulled through. Now we're going to drive up and away with the left hand and press forward with the right hand. And again, we're in a bow stance, so you want more weight in the front. 70-30, 80-20 would be great. Again, look over the left shoulder. We're going to make that pivot turn again. So step in and pivot. Try to remain on the rear leg. That's the left leg. Different camera angle. Watch the right foot. It steps in. Pivot. I'm on the rear leg still. And pull in. And we're going to step forward and drive that right hand up and away as I drive the weight forward. And the left hand is going to come under and press. Okay, now we're going to go into another series of repeat movements like we did after the kick series. So here it is again. Roll back. And we're preparing to go into a ward off again. This one is going to be like the one after the kick series. If you notice, the left hand came across a little more level and the right hand is pressing. And we're going to look to the right and do another grasping the bird's tail. Shift the weight. You notice I pressed down a little harder with the left hand that time. I was emphasizing more left hand. And here's roll back again. And step forward into ward off. This will be ward off on the right side. And again, we're going to move into grasping the bird's tail. That's the right hand. Watch it flip over right there. That's grasping the bird's tail. roll back. We're not doing any stop action here because this is all repetition. So if you need to see this again, go ahead and in stop action, go back to the beginning of the tape, press forward. Separate and withdraw. Remember, separate and withdraw is straight back, no hip rotation. You want to push straight back with both sides of your hips. Push forward. And again, we're going into single whip. And there's a rollback variation, setting up for pulling down. And the strike to the right with the right hand. And watch my head. Again, you'll notice that I'm going to look to the left. I sink in and turn. Okay, now this next move again you've already done. This will be snake creeping through the grass again. From single whip, different camera angle. Watch the right foot. I shift my weight a little forward, step out, sink down onto that right leg. Body sinks. Don't try to go so low in the beginning. And then you shift the weight forward. You have to turn that left foot out. We're coming into a movement called 7 stars. And then we're going to step back and diagonally to the right. And we're going to do a pull down movement. It's a little variation of pulling down. I have one hand on top of the other. So I'm pulling down. And we're going to do a variation now on stork spreads its wings. Notice the posture is a little bit lower this time and the hands are moving in a slightly different direction. And we're getting ready to go into now our final kick series. It's a full turn and looking to the right, step with the left foot. This is called sweep lotus. The right foot is going to do a sweeping arc. It's going to start left and sweep up. You slap the foot with the hands and then it passes by, and then we step forward into shoot tiger with bow. Left hand is doing the strike, right hand the block. Weights in the front. And we're going to rock back and chop out with the fist. See the back of the knuckles are heading out. Now we're going to step up, parry, and punch. Now this is going to be a variation on what we did before. The first step up, parry, and punch we did, we punched with the same hand as the leg that is forward. So it was left fist, left foot. If you notice here, I'm already making my fist with the right hand, but I'm going to step with the left. So this is more of what's called cross crawl. I have the opposite hand coming forward that the leg is forward. The left hand is still blocking at the elbow just like it did on the other. Just a little variation so we get to use both sides in the punching situation. And again, watch the left hand, reaches under. We're going to clear again just like we did before. And pull back. And we're going to seal the breath again. Right hand is actually doing the strike. This looks like a push, but it's not, because there's hip rotation. It's not straight back and straight forward. It rocks back and pushes from the right leg. And again, just like at the first third of the form and at the end of the first third, we turn and we're going to do pull down again with both hands. And come back and do cross hands. This is a good view of crossed hands. See how the right hand is lifting the left? And this will be a good shot for the next one, which is called, again, carry tiger to mountain. So notice how I step out, see the hands split apart. Left hand pushes left, right hand pushes right, sink down, and we're going to scoop. Notice how the hands are scooping. And then step up into crossed hands again. Set the right foot in the beginning position, open the hands, and press down. Try to make the weight come up and the hands go down, and you end everything, all the motion ends at the same time. And if you notice, we're back in the preparation position again, so the end is the same as the beginning. Okay, that's the end of the instructional portion. Thank you very much.